Hello, everybody, and welcome. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to kick off the new year with you and what's new in Neos in 19 minutes. We're going to be covering the December release today, and there is so much there that 19 minutes might not be possible this time, but I'm going to go as fast as I can and show you all the wonderful new things that have been delivered in the latest update of Neos. So you guys have been with me for months now. You know how this works. I'm not even going to bother with the housekeeping. We're going to dive right in and cover these new features. So let me share this screen. And you should be seeing my Neos now. We've got our Neos Today screen. Now, the way I start all of these What's New webinars is the same way because you have access to the list of everything that's been in the latest release. So in order to find that, we go to the question mark, which brings us to our awesome support portal. We've got the What's New tab. We click that to bring that out. And here's our December release post right here. And our marketing team works really hard to put together these pages. I don't need a demo. I'm giving a demo right now. Our marketing team works really hard to put together these pages to lay out all of the new features. All of the tutorial videos that we create are included on this page. So definitely check it out. But I'm going to run you through everything right now. So right at the start, we have a new integration with a company called Digital Disbursements. And what they do is digital disbursements. So they are well named. What that means is instead of cutting a physical check, you have the ability to disperse settlement funds to your clients in a digital manner, if that is more convenient for them. So this is literally sending money out of Neos. So there are some very intentional guardrails in place to make sure that this is done properly, only when necessary, and only by whom has that access. So we're going to start with how to set it up. And this, like so many things in Neos, is set up by case type. So we're going to go to settings and case types, because not every type of case a digital disbursement would be applicable. If you're doing, criminal defense, there's not going to be disbursements. But if you're doing MVA, absolutely. So we're going to go into the MVA case type. And right here under the general tab, we've got these two checkboxes, and they both need to be checked. One, to enable settlements, and two, to enable the digital disbursements. So if this box isn't checked, it's not going to show up in your cases. So now that's checked for us. Let's go back to settings. The second part of this is who has access to digitally disperse funds. And this should be a very select group of people. Think like, your firm accountant or bookkeeper, managing partners, senior attorneys, folks right at the top. Now, normally I would tell you that you should handle your permissions through permission groups. That makes things so much easier. Create an attorney group, create a paralegal group, create an administrator group, and then do all of your permissions in the groups. In this instance, because this is literally the sending out of money, the dispersing of funds, my recommendation is to not allow any groups to have this ability, and then grant the ability individually under staff profiles. So if we go to staff profiles, we'll find me here. And then you go to permissions. So most of these permissions should be inherited from whichever groups I'm in. But if we scroll down to accounting, you'll find there is a new permission specifically for send payments. And this little D here, that's the digital disbursements logo. So whenever you see that, that has to do with that integration. And as you can see, green checks mean I have the authority to send those digital disbursements. So those are the two things you need to do to set it up. One, make sure a case type has the ability to send disbursements. And two, make sure an individual has the ability to send disbursements. Now, this is really cool. Let's go ahead and open a case. And we'll go to the value tab. And we've been continuing to improve the value tab throughout last year, and that will continue this year. So you've got these different sections here for all of your value items, invoices, funds, and settlement. So once you click on settlement, it's going to give you a breakdown of all the categorization of the attorney fees due to firm, due to others, and the due to client. And right now we have a $60,000 disbursement due to the client. So if you want to pay that, you can click the Pay Now button. It's going to open up this window, and we can request a check. I bet a lot of you are doing that currently using an integration with QuickBooks or a variety of other payment methods. But here, if you want to use it, digital disbursements. You click that little toggle, and that's literally going to send the payment digitally. Now, what's going to happen? Let me make one change here. We don't want all parties. We want specifically our plaintiff, our client. Now, what's going to happen is we have our provider, our due, our party. This is who it's going to. Digital disbursements is going to send an email and or text message to the contact information listed for this party here. So before you click that save button, you need to make sure you've got the right email address or the right cell phone number for that person. Now, what's really neat is they're going to receive that email or that text message with a link that says, hey, you've got an incoming digital payment. Click here to select your payment method. And that link is going to take them to a page like this. Now, yours will be branded for your firm. This is just a test page, but this is exactly what it looks like. So they can receive payments via prepaid credit card, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, or deposited directly into their account. And that way they have the ability to receive the funds in the format that is most convenient for them. It's a service that you're able to provide to your users. So clients, users are our clients. If you are interested in the digital disbursements integration, reach out to your customer success representative, or if you want, you can go into settings and integrations. And these are all the integrations. This list continues to grow. Digital disbursements, the breakdown of everything you need to know is right here. And I'm already active, but if I wasn't, there's a sign up right here. So if you're interested in the ability to disperse funds digitally, go to settings, integrations, digital disbursements, and go ahead and sign up. And a member of our team and their team will reach out to get that moving for you. Okay, so that's enough on digital disbursements. Let's see what's next on our list. The activity tile. Okay, so this was a big customer request, and I love all the exciting things that are happening in dashboarding. So we're going to go to our today screen, and you guys have been to many webinars with me where I've built all of this out. I love all of this functionality to be able to see my checklist and my schedule, but all of this data as well. We've added a new type of tile. So let's go ahead and create a whole new dashboard, and we'll call this activity dashboard. Save. Okay, so we're starting blank. We're going to add a tile, and you guys are already familiar with table tiles, numbers, charts. This is the new one, activity feed. It is very similar to the activity feed you would see in an individual case, but this activity feed is across all cases and all staff. So this is everything that's happening in your firm. So you can see this is a running list. I've obviously been doing a lot of work prepping for this webinar, but if I keep scrolling down, you'll see other staff have been in the system and making changes to different cases, and you can just keep scrolling down. What's cool is that you can filter this. So let's say I specifically wanted to see what Brian Billig has been up to. So now that activity feed is going to filter specifically to the staff member that I've chosen, and I can see just their activity. And I can filter it further. Let's say I want to see an activity type, a specific case, an action type, a date range. Let's say I want to see everything that this person has done in value. So let's do that and apply. And now it's going to give me a list of everything that's happened with that staff member in value. And one of the other things I want to show you here real quick, I think it's activity feed UI. We've made some improvements to the activity feed as well. So you'll see that this is much cleaner. I can get a lot more on the screen, but if I click it, I can see the actual change that they made right down the list. So let's go ahead and create a new one. And let's say I want to see what Julie has done in the system. This is a great way to take a quick glance and see what your staff has been up to, when they've logged in, how long they were working, what they were up to. But if you can click any of these items, it's going to tell you exactly what it is, exactly what they've done. They uploaded a document. You can view a document. Everything opens right here. It's really cool. So this gives you the ability to see everything that's happening in your Neo system, and you can make it specific to a staff, specific to a type of change, specific to a date range, whatever you like. It gives you managers amongst us a great way to understand exactly what's happening with your team in the Neo system. All right, so that is the new activity tile. Let's keep rolling. So activity tile and the activity feed UI, you saw the change in the UI. The same change is in a case. So if you go to activity feed inside of one specific case, you'll see that nice clean layout there as well. All right. Another customer request is bait stamping. This is associated with the premium documents package. So if you have a PDF editor that's built into Neos with the premium documents package, you now have the ability to do bait stamping, and it's so easy. So let's go to the documents tab. Let's check a PDF here, and we'll open up the PDF editor. So this is the PDF editor. If you have the premium documents package, you're familiar with this. We've got tutorials and we've done webinars on it, but it's very cool. It gives you the ability to modify these PDFs without having to download them, make modifications, and re-upload them or a new version. The bait stamping is right here in this 3-dot menu right here. So you've got edit, generate PDF. You've got the name of the PDF. This is the 3-dot menu you're looking for. Let's click that and edit bait stamp. And there's some really easy options here. What text do you want in your bait stamp? I'm just going to put baits. Where do you want it to be? Which corner of the page do you want it to be in? How many digits do you want it to have? What's your starting number? And then a prefix and suffix. What's going to go before and after the text that you've put in? So let's say I want the case number first, then the text that I've entered, and then after that, the case name. And then you have the ability to include the date, and if you want that before or after. So the way I have this set up now, January 5th, case number, baits text, case name, and then my actual number. I click save, and it's tiny, but you can see it down there on the page. And if I scroll down, it's at the bottom of every page. And it's that simple. If you ever need to modify or remove the bait stamp, 3-dot menu, you can edit it, you can remove it, but we're going to click save. So it is now part of my document, and I'm going to close. There is a new indicator in the docs tab that will show you when a file has bait stamping. So it's this little icon, this little stamp right here. So as you're scrolling through your documents, you can see bait stamp right here. So again, if you're interested in the premium document package, this is one more cool thing that it's capable of doing. All right, that's bait stamping, and we are at 13 minutes. So we're doing good. We're going to keep moving. No questions so far. You guys are taking it easy on me, and I appreciate it. Okay, so there's a couple of other cool improvements in the Documents tab. And we refer to these as quality of life improvements, just literally working to make the system better, easier to use, less complex, so that you can do your job. And Neos helps you do that. So let's go back to our Documents tab. And there's a couple of things up here I want to show you. So if you're familiar with related documents, that concept is, okay, so let's go to the top here. I've got 3 retainer agreements: the original agreement, agreement executed by the attorney, and the fully executed agreement. These are all the same document, but obviously, different copies. So you have the ability to relate documents to one another, to say, like, this is a package, this is all the same document, or this is a collection of documents that have the same thing in common. So this is the fully executed one. It has 2 related documents. If I click that 2, I can see the other 2. This all previously existed. Now what you have the ability to do is filter your documents list to show only the primary documents. Because if you have a whole bunch of copies of a particular document, but you're always looking for the primary one, it's this drop down right here. So related, I'm going to select primary documents only. And now instead of seeing 3 copies of the retainer agreement, plus my little bait stamping icon, it's just the main file. And then I can click the related to see the related ones. So if you have a whole bunch of different related documents, I've got a couple of different groups in here. You'll see it parses it to just that. If you want to see everything, X out that primary related documents, and you're back to your full list of every document individually. Okay, so that's the new related documents filter. I'm going to skip this for a second, come right back to it because there's another one that's right here. Case document search. It's right next to it. It's a simple checkbox, and this is really cool. So Neos has the ability to search your documents. And when I say that, it's 2 different things. You can search the names of the document, or you can search the content of the document. Searching the contents of the document takes longer and is probably going to have more returns. But if you really need to deep dive and find something, that's super helpful. But you might not want to do it every time. So let's say I'm searching for the word retainer. So it finds me these 3 documents: retainer agreement, fully executed and executed by attorney. Out of all of those documents, those are the only documents in my case that has that word in it. But then if I like, I can click the checkbox for search contents of files. That is now going to search not just the names, but the contents themselves. And it comes up with 2 additional returns, my welcome letters, which probably refer to the retainer agreement somewhere in the text of the document, but it's not in the name of the document. So if you want to search the content, you click the checkbox, and that's going to search everything, and it's going to take a smidge longer. But if you only want to search the names because you know precisely what you're looking for, uncheck that checkbox, and those returns are going to come super fast. Okay, so those are the things I wanted to show you on the Documents tab. Let's go back and let's roll back up one stage here. The case contacts list. Your average case can have a lot of different people associated with it. And we wanted to make it as easy as possible for you to access that list. So there is a new button on the header bar, which means it's there regardless of what tab you're on. You could be on the party tab, you could be on the case tab, you could be in notes, you could be in documents. This button right here with a little list and the person on it, we click that. It's going to give us 3 options: related contacts, list of parties, and list of providers. So if you specifically want to see the list of providers, it's going to give you all the providers associated with this case. If you want to see all the related contacts, everybody's associated with this case and what their involvement is. Again, you can access that from any tab inside a case. So this button right here will show you everybody that's associated with this case. Oh, 118. All right. Still got some cool things to show you, so I'm going to keep rolling here, but I'm going to get you back to work as quickly as I can. So case document search, remember last keyword search. So this was, again, a customer request and suggestion. It's a little change, but the search field in the case documents tab filter will no longer be saved. So each query will start with a blank field. What was happening is people were searching for stuff, and then they were leaving that there and coming back later, and it was still there. So it wasn't showing the full list. So now when you come in, it's always going to be fresh for you, and you can search for whatever you like, but that search isn't going to, follow you home when you don't want it to. All right. Access to the Communication Center. We released the Communication Center last year as part of an integration with RingCentral. And I can't recommend RingCentral enough. We use it. I love it. It's wonderful, especially for offices that are spread out like ours are. So you've got people that are in the office, you've got people working from home, you've got people working from other locations. RingCentral follows you wherever you go, and it's super convenient. But what we've done is we've made the Communication Center, which is here in the main menu bar, available to all Neos users. So if you have RingCentral and you're using the integration, it's going to track all of your phone calls automatically. But if you like, you can use the communication center without RingCentral to track your calls manually. So if you want to track calls, if you're on the phone, you want to keep track of things, you literally go to the communication center, you click new call log, and then you can enter, and it's automatically selected me, but you can pick somebody else. Is it inbound or outbound? How long was the call? What was the purpose of the call? What case was it associated with? So that you can track that phone call, how long it took, what it was about. And then that will be filed to the case under the Notes tab, because the Notes tab is getting fancier and fancier. We've got all these different types of notes. So we've got the general, just like I typed in a note. You've got your emails, you've got your phone calls, and you've got your text messages, which is the other thing the communication center tracks. So I've got phone calls and I've got text messages. So if you're using text messaging from within Neos, you can track those here as well across all the different cases. So you have access to the communication center. There is full tutorials and knowledge-based articles already in the support portal for the communication center. So definitely check it out. Take advantage if you think it's going to be useful for your firm to have a record of all of these items, which I'm sure it will. It's worth taking a look. Okay. Communication center. Next, synopsis field added as a case header option. I love, you can always tell how excited I get. This one is great. So for those of you that don't know, the case header, this information up top here, and just like I said with the button, it's available in any tab of a case. No matter where you go, it's going to be there. It's fully customizable by case type. So you can decide what information you want up here. I see a lot of feedback that comes in that says, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. You have control of what's there, and we're expanding the fields that are available. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into settings. We're going to go into case types, and we're going to go to MVA. And it's right here in the general tab again, same place as the settlements and disbursements. And this is it, header display. Field options is the list of fields that can be in your header. And displayed in header is the list of fields that are in your header. And you even control the order. You can drag and drop these to be wherever you want them to be. So I'm going to find synopsis. I'm going to take it over here, and I'm going to put it all the way at the bottom, because the synopsis field can be a little longer than, a date. So it's now in the displayed in header box. I click save. Case type updated successfully. We'll go back to our MVA case. We'll give ourselves a quick refresh. And now in our case, we have our case number, our case title, our type, our class, but right here, synopsis. Plaintiff was driver stopped at red light when rear-ended by a Fisk Industries delivery truck. So you've got it right there if you want it. I recommend not writing novels for your synopsis, but if you're going to put it up there, but that gives you that ability. And by the way, if there's stuff up here that you're not using, take it out, save yourself the space, and put in the things that are most important to you and your firm. All right. That's our list. That's it. So that's everything that was released in the December update for Neos, feature by feature. There is one more thing I want to call out. We also released a new updated add-in for the QuickBooks integrator. So if you're using a QuickBooks connection to Neos, I recommend going to the support portal, scrolling down to the QuickBooks integrator. There is a new file here. It's got a lot of bug fixes and improvements and some cool stuff. So definitely want to upgrade to the latest version of that. All right, I am 5 minutes over. I apologize. There was just too much to share today, but I really appreciate you spending the time with me. Again, Happy New Year. I hope you enjoy all of these new features, and we'll be back again next month with another new release. So thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good one.